The difference between people who rise to the top and people who stay stuck at the bottom is not talent. No, it's not luck. It's not timing. It is the will. Nothing is impossible to the one who can fully will it. Now, here's the truth. It all depends on belief. And I'm going to explain this. You cannot wield willpower if you don't believe you have it. The stronger will succeeds. It's very simple. It always works this way. I will rise. You will watch me. It is not even a question what will happen. I am going to rise in both the business and musical formats. Let me tell you something straight. The difference between people who rise to the top and people who stay stuck at the bottom is not talent. No, it's not luck. It's not timing. It is the will. And I know this is because I've lived it. In two worlds, most people never get to touch. In business, I built and sold an Inc. 5,000 fastest growing company, coached thousands of entrepreneurs and agency owners, and smashed through the barriers and scaled their businesses beyond what they could be imagined. And on the stage, the Matt Coffy band, my band, behind me, I've warmed up for legendary acts like 38 Special and Blackberry Smoke and George Thorogood, The Outlaws, and on and on and on and on and on. Standing under the lights in front of roaring crowds, delivering performances that demand absolute presence and power. Now, the will. Across business, across music, across life, the truth is the same. When you lock in, and I can say this without any reservations, when you lock in the I can and the I will, you unleash a force inside you that is no obstacle to rejection. No setback can stop. Now, today I'm going to show you how to unlock that force. Because when you do, you just don't survive, you succeed and thrive. Let's talk about willpower. Willpower is the key. You see, the key to the door of success, and I've found this throughout my life. You've heard poets say, "Oh well, for him who is will is strong." All the things in this world, this sings louder to me than anything else. I admire the voices that celebrate the power of the will because willpower is the ultimate vehicle. If you have willpower, you will endure. When all else around you feels like suffering and your will is strong enough, you will endure. I've lived this story again and again. My willpower has carried me through life's biggest challenges. It's what's brought me here talking to you to where I stand today. Think about this. The will of a human being, man or woman, is strange. It's subtle. It's intangible. Yet it's so very real. It's closely connected to the innermost essence of your I. Now, the I meaning you. Yes, you. The self. It acts, and it acts through will. The will is the immediate expression of the ego, of the I, the center of your being. It first asserts I am, by which it claims its existence. Then it asserts the will, by which it expresses desire and determination. That I will comes straight from the center of your inner being. It is the purest impression of your great life force inside you. And the more you cultivate it, the more you express it, the more positively you bring into your life the things to happen that will be important to your whole world. Now, the person who is weak, appears negative, shrinking, and timid, and complains. The person who is strong appears positive, courageous, and masterful. Think about those two opposites. Great goals, clear, positive thoughts, stir the will. Now, on the other side, let's talk about cultivating the will. I think this is really interesting because I thought about this all day. The human will is for an actual living force. It's like electricity, just like magnetism. It's even like gravity. Think about that. It's there. For us as humans, the desire and the will are evidence of life in motion. First, there's the desire to do something. Ah, I must do this. Then there's the will that makes it happen. Ah, I must make it happen. The law is unshakable, unchangeable, woven into nature itself. Nothing is impossible. To the one who can fully will it. Now, here's the truth. It all depends on belief. And I'm going to explain this. You cannot wield willpower if you don't believe you have it. Many people, even those who are inherently strong, never tap into their will. Why? Well, because they don't realize they possess it even. Sometimes, only the face of the unexpected challenge does it suddenly awaken. And they realize, holy crap, I've got this inner power. I've got to change my circumstances. Now, for others, that moment never comes. And that is the greatest tragedy. And I see it all the time in people who are complaining about why they can't get their thing. They can't get their job. They can't get their life in order. They can't get anything done. They just can't seem to make it happen. Let me be clear here. When I talk about willpower, I don't mean stubbornness. I don't mean being an ass. The person of a strong will knows when to retreat, when to pivot, when to recalibrate, and step back and regroup and aim to come back stronger towards a clear goal. Now, this happens to me this year, 2025. I don't have a company anymore. I lost all of my employees. I sold my company in 2024. What happens? New goals, new strategies, new people, new things to do, clear goals. But I had to step back out of my ego and put my willpower back in check to do a completely new business. When the command comes from within, go forward, that person drives ahead like a freight train, like an ocean liner, like a majestical, unstoppable rocket. This frame of mind is not wild or chaotic. Let me prove this to you. It's not turbulent. It's calm. It's focused. It's intensity. It's wrapped in a steady, uninterrupted energy. I'll put this into focus by saying, if you think about a bamboo that sits under the ground for 5 years and then the last year it shoots up, well, it's finally decided on its willpower to make that change. All personal power comes back to the will. Now, if you want to achieve anything meaningful in this world, you must build a powerful will. Here's the key. First, recognize, and I really mean recognize, what are you missing? What are you lacking? What do you don't want? Then start laying inside yourself, brick by brick, affirmations like, I can, I will, and then I will accomplish this. Now, remember, repeat that. Feed them. Let them build you up from the inside. Remember what you want to run away from, what you're lacking, what the things you don't want, and go against that, and then move forward towards the things you do want. And this is how to cultivate the invincible energy that overcomes temptations and resists distractions and aligns you with your life's purpose. Every day we're distracted by social media and noises and bleeps and bloops coming from our phone. But now let's talk about the I can and the I will mental attitude. It comes down to two elements, and this is very easy. First, belief. And this is the hardest part. Belief in your ability, belief in your power, belief in your force. That belief that you know you can do it builds confidence. Confidence creates clear mental channels through which the will flows. Now, second, which is probably more important, is the assumption of the will itself. When you say, I will, all your energy and all your determination with your full character, this means you need to say it out loud, that becomes dynamic. It sweeps away obstacles, all of those things that are in your way before its mighty onrush. It doesn't just wake up your latent powers, it impresses itself onward, pressing on the minds and spirits of others around you. Now, this is where it becomes important because it draws attention, it demands recognition, it shapes action. Think about what's happening in social media with authority. When you start to say, I am going to do this, I will do this, and I am going to show you how I'm going to do it. That approach to distribute that power that comes from you, whatever thing you want to get accomplished, that you want to do. Now you can distribute your will. We've never had the chance to do this. You can distribute as much as you want. You can put your production online and show everybody your will and your dimension of what you're trying to do to say, I can do this. People who are out there, when you think about if there's two people of equal skill or ability that maybe come in conflict with each other, the person with the greater will prevails. And the person with the greater knowledge base that's being distributed through that will by having this type of content you're seeing right now being distributed amongst the internet, talking about this will that you're going to be doing, prevents further competitive analysis from other people saying, holy crap, I can beat this person. I can beat this person. I can beat this. Whoa, wait a minute. This person's really out there. Well, this person's telling me exactly what they're going to do. Wow, this person's. Think about the customers, the people, the relationships you're gathering by telling your story. The struggle may be short or it may be long, but in the end, it's always the same. The stronger will succeeds. It's very simple. It always works this way. Now, let's bring this into the modern world completely. Think about this. Today's digital age, we scatter our will. We pour our will into social media, in the constant noise, into dozens of distractions. How in the world do we get through the noise, right? And I just said that you have to be thinking about it. If you look at this closely, if you look at the biggest people on earth, the giants that dominate the space, the people like the Joe Rogans and other people who are just immense. They have built a vast extension of their will. They went through this. I talked about this in a recent episode that doesn't matter who got you there or what coach you used or what failures you had, but you succeeded, you made it. That's all what people care about. Now, if you focus, if you think about the people who are in those big spaces, again, like the gigantic people who've got massive audiences now, the focus, they amplify and they drive their intent outward. They shape the people and the platforms around them. They completely change the game. If you, yes, you bring your goals to the forefront. You tell people, if you align with and behind your goals, you can break away from these whirlpools of distraction because your will is out there. You can bring your full force to the table, just like I'm doing here. And when you do, people will feel your presence. They will feel your clarity. Do you realize how long it took me to get to the stage where I'm at now? Because I wasn't able to do these things. I wasn't able to show up on all these platforms all the time. Now I'm here. Now I'm exerting the greatest focused will I've ever had because I'm showing you what you need to do. Whoever puts this and extends their will further will rise. I will rise. You will watch me. It is not even a question what will happen. I am going to rise in both the business and musical formats as you watch me grow. But you must practice this, by the way, every single day. Every single day. For me, I write down my top 10 goals. I read them aloud in the morning. I read them aloud at night. The outcomes I want to achieve, my will is actually in my head, memorized. And every morning, every night, I read them. I read them louder and louder every day. Why? Why do you think I do this? Because it's anchoring my mind to these outcomes. I want these things. I want to align my will behind them. So if you want to stomp on your goals, ask yourself right now. Just ask yourself, what is your true desire? What do you want? What is your purpose? What are you really trying to do? Hold on for a second. Put that in your mind. Put this on pause. Write it down. If you can identify that and you can name it and you can place it at the center of your life, your will becomes the strongest structure of your being. Now, I'm going to pause. No matter what your goal, health, wealth, strength, relationships, business, money, etc., etc., etc. If you bring a focused will, you can break through every barrier. With energy, with decision, you can create anything. And I mean anything. If you persist, if you exercise your will with fierce consistency, nothing can stop you. And I'm telling you this because it's exactly what I've done. The human spirit is powered by a dominating will that can overcome any environment. You can shape your world. You can guide your destiny. You can rise above your circumstances. I'm telling you, I can do it. You can do it. To defeat obstacles, to become the heroic figure in your own life's journey, there is no shortcut than a powerful, very powerful, powerfully cultivated will. The truest wisdom, a resolute determination. And that is exactly what Napoleon said. Now, if you understand why this is important and you've understood that the will is the resolute determination that you are becoming the person who you will yourself to, and you don't hide from the demands and the bleeps and blops and bloops and distractions, and you read your goals to yourself every single day, and you commit to your goals, as long as you have a worthy ideal, and a worthy ideal is something that you want to accomplish that makes sense for you. If you haven't done this yet, get some help from a coach. I do coaching if you need help, but really there are lots of people that do coaching. But I'm just giving you my viewpoint to understand the will and the I can. These are the two things that have helped me build a business, bring it to multi-million dollars, sell it. Now, build a new business, have a band, go play with my heroes, make music with my heroes, continue to grow and dominate in what I'm trying to do for myself, and follow my instructions from the will and the I can that I repeat every day through my goal setting strategies and a worthy ideal that I am coming to as a result. Certainly there are obstacles. Certainly it's not a straight line, and certainly it's not easy, but it is a direction and a recipe for success. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to do more of these. I really enjoy talking to you and watching your success. Tell me about your success story. Tell me about what's happening in your world. Let us know in the comments.